Julianne, I've always been fascinated with robotics. Now, if the camera went just a little bit wider on some of those shots, now what would the audience see?
Well, I mean, some of the Dinobots that Stan Winston designed were complete, you know, in and of themselves. I mean, they were, so if you pulled back, you'd see the whole figure of the dinosaur, and then you might see some wires kind of running out. And then some of them were just a torso, and you know, just lacking the lower legs, and some were just heads. I mean, so there were various kinds. One of the things that was remarkable about them is that Stan gave them these kind of wonderful faces and wonderful personalities that were completely animated and very much alive.
Yeah. Was it hard to keep a straight face sometime looking at them? Because I know they didn't have the sound effects on the set, but was it kind of hard to keep a straight face?
They were kind of. Well, the T-Rexes were really, really scary. I mean, they're very heavy, and we had these safety meetings about staying away from them. And once they were animated, you know, you kind of, you were like, okay, you know, I'll stand back. So it wasn't, they were remarkably serious, actually. And some of the little ones were adorable. I mean, really adorable.
Did you trust those guys completely who were running those machines?
Well, they're brilliant. You know, they won the Oscar last time, Stan Winston and his team, and they'd prepared, if actors prepared like they had to create these creatures from, you know, the floor to finish, it would be amazing. But still, the creatures themselves, we had safety meetings all the time, and they weigh tons and stuff, and they're powered by NASA type, you know, technology. But they would say to us every day, you know, if you've got laptops or something, if you've got phones, turn them off, because it's like taking off in a plane. That's how we're communicating with these things, operating them, and if they could go haywire and start just going on their own. It was dangerous, and you know, it could have killed us, you know.
You know, your relationship with the robotics operators, did you trust those guys completely that you weren't going to get hit by a swinging tail or a swinging head?
I totally did, because not only are they good at what they do, but they're totally gracious guys, and they were very nice in including me in the process, explaining everything to the point where I probably drove them nuts. But they put you in the know with everything that was happening. Stan and all the guys that work for Stan, you know, were great with all of that.
Now, you carry a dinosaur in this, a small baby dinosaur.
Robot.
Yeah. How nervous were you about carrying that piece of machinery?
Not so much nervous for the machinery, but just not nervous really, just kind of overwhelmed a little bit, because when they start to turn it on and activate it, it comes off so real, you know. It's a strange thing to be up close to those things and have the people moving them with the remote control and the joystick and have it look real. It's very weird.
Well, you know, the first film that made so much money, with this one, it was a prestige project. Do you notice a difference in the attitude of the crew members? Is everyone just chest maybe puffed out a little bit more? It's a real prestige project to be associated with?
I think that everybody is very, very happy to be working with Steven. I mean, I think that first and foremost, people are there because of that, because of his vision and the kind of energy and enthusiasm he brings to the project. So there's a sense of everybody wanting to do their best and work really hard because they're proud of being involved with it, and they're excited.
Oh, well, things were very smooth. Steven Spielberg, you know, people around him have a way of coming up with their best stuff, and we came in 6 days under schedule, and it just went like that. But there's a lot of stuff that we tried out. He has a very loose atmosphere and a very kind of safe atmosphere, and he's making up stuff. He's a joyful, creative force, and so we would get to scenes, and he would say, "Okay, try this, try this." You know, we say different things, do different things. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. You know.
What was the day that you finally got over being intimidated by him?
Well, I think I've always had an awe and respect for him, but not intimidated, because he's very good and very gracious with his accomplishments and with his knowledge. He's sharing with it and including with it. And the first day I met him, I was terrified in his office. I felt like I was in the principal's office, you know. But he was so nice and easygoing that after that first meeting, I felt more comfortable with him. Now I'm at a point where I'm a little bored with it. You know what I mean? I know this, it's a good show, okay.
Well, do you think if he hadn't directed this movie, do you think he would have done it, or would you have had to have thought a lot more carefully about it?
Well, that adds a whole other thing to the mix. I haven't thought about that, but he was one of the strongest attractive parts of doing this, certainly.
This movie, slightly bigger budget than Swingers. was your first indication that they had a little bit more money to spend?
Totally. Well, my first indication was when they called lunch the first day and I saw the food. And also just the size of the crew, the sets, the fact that we had permits to film everywhere we were filming and that we weren't going to get in trouble for shooting there. We didn't have the bouncers coming over and threatening to beat us up. Kind of tipped me off after a while.
You know, I'm looking around the set and I see the Psycho House down the road.
Yeah, that's cool, huh?
Is it a real thrill for you to be working on this lot? I know
Yeah.
you worked on backlots before, but do you wander around and get that sense of history?
I love this lot. I just love it, and I love coming to work every day. And I loved, you know, I thought it was terrific because so many things have happened here. And then, you know, you drive up here in the middle of the night, and they'd say, you know, take a left at the Psycho House. You're like, I don't believe it. You know, we're going to go by the Psycho House. So it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of great that they're going to leave this set up to be on the Universal Tour because it's a great thing to be a part of.
But I'll tell you, we were on this set, and I guess that Psycho House was there, but they built, you know, the jungle was right there. So once we came into this world, we were really kind of in this world. We were no longer on a movie set.
When I was a student down here, I snuck onto this lot a couple of times and wandered around.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that about you.
You know, great history here. I know you're shooting next to the Psycho House.
We got the Psycho House, and they didn't think that the Bates were crazy before. When he looks out and says there's dinosaurs, now they really think he's crazy. Now they definitely put him away. He's got no match. He's got the knife. He's got the issues. You got the big lizard. What are you going to do? Makes him sane. He starts to realize, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps.
You know, I love the whole idea of movie souvenirs, keeping mementos from a set. On a set like this, do you notice a lot of people want mementos, part of the building, part of a dinosaur? Do you catch that at all?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't think I didn't see that actually. I mean, we were all pretty. Everything on this set was pretty dilapidated. I mean, as you can see from where we're sitting here, this is like a destroyed lab. So things were sort of. By the time we were finished with them, everything was so beaten up that I think that there was almost nothing left.
I liked your cameo in Lost World. Were you a little disappointed that you didn't have a bigger part in that film?
No, it was okay. You know, I liked going on set. We didn't even really know what we were going to do until we got there. You know, Steven was just kind of like, hey, you guys want to do a cameo? We're like, sure.
And a quick final question. Visitors to the set, did you notice a much higher curiosity level from people wanting to check out the sets and scenery?
Oh yeah, well, Jurassic Park was an amazing kind of phenomenon. People have come up to me in the last 4 years and said, you know, my kid, my 5-year-old, my 10-year-old watch it every single night. We've seen it 100 times, so they're big fans of the movie. And on this one, I know people were very interested. What's in it this time? What dinosaurs are in it? Yeah.